Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another afternoon of racing with Palmetto Racing League for their 12th race of Season 1, kicking off at Dover today. We will also have a second race this afternoon on the same track at Dover with the Truck Series, so don't miss that. Most likely be a green flag of 8 p.m. We get started with this one. Apologize, trying to get my controls right here. As we hit the start of this race, we got the number 22 of Aaron Vogt and the number 83 of Joshua Fix, one behind the other for this race. The 83 car took home the victory in last weekend's race at iRacing Super Speedway. That was an awesome race. If you happen to miss out on that one, go back and watch the replay. It's on our YouTube channel. You can find clips of it on TikTok as well. Very interesting race. Definitely competitive from start to finish. And we are underway here as the green flag waves. 40-lap race today at Dover. The track configuration is about a mile, so it's one of those short tracks, but definitely one that should be interesting, to say the least. These guys are heading towards the end of Season 1, with the last race being next weekend at Myrtle Beach Speedway. As we see Aaron Vogt in the number 22 there. Starting position, I believe he qualified with a starting position of 5th, and the 83 qualified in 7th. As you can see, that's kind of already changed a little bit here, as Aaron has dropped back to, slid out a little bit there and hit the wall. Yikes. That's definitely going to trigger a caution for sure. So both did really well in qualifying. Had really good times. I want to say they were roughly about 0.3 seconds apart from each other, so really close in the timing. We've kind of been eyeballing a possible tag team with these two drivers, but we haven't had a track yet where the timing has really played out to where they've been right there with one another for the whole duration of the race, battling these AI opponents and themselves. So as we wrap up this first season, it is not official yet, but it is looking like Aaron Vogt in the 22 is definitely going to be the Season 1 champion at the end of this, when it's all said and done. He is leading in the points well over 300. I want to say the last time I looked, it was I think it was in the 350s, if I'm not mistaken. So both the 83 and the 22 are heading off into the pits under this caution. Going to take advantage of that and try to stay on top of things, it looks like. 22 coming in hot there. So with all the recent happenings and wrapping up Season 1 here, there will be a 2-week break roughly in between the end of next weekend's race at Myrtle Beach Speedway. It'll be a 2-week pause. And starting September 13th, they will be kicking off the first race of Season 2 with the Truck Series. And that's going to be an interesting but very lengthy season. Lots of different road courses added in, couple of dirt tracks. Some of the schedule has already started being posted on the league's page in iRacing. I believe they have, so far they have all the races in there all the way up to around November, December-ish time frame. So they're already getting that put in. The MX5 series is pretty much ironed out. All the kinks are ironed out of that, hopefully, and we should see that start to show up here soon. Starting the 13th of September, we will have Truck Series races and MX5 Series races every week. MX5 will be taking place on Wednesday, and the Truck Series will happen on Saturdays in place of the Gen 6 series here, so they'll be getting retired. Going to be kind of sad to see these Gen 6 cars go. They've been really fun to watch. You see the 83 and the number 22 there with each other. We are going back green as we round out the corner here. They're really jockeying for position there, weaving in and out. Oh, little bump there on the Toyota by the 83. Gets past him. 22's making his way in. Looks like he's going to shoot for the, well, nope, he's going for the outside pass there. But the Toyota blocks him. Going into the turn there, too wide. Too wide for about 3 rows back. Shoots for an outside pass. As we take a look here at our top 10, we've got the number 12 leading in first position. Carrillo is in second. Combs is in third. Fourth, Baker. Lavecchio is holding down 5th place. Earnhardt Jr. is holding down 6th. West is holding down 7th. DeTurk is holding down 8th. Reeves is holding down 9th position. And Lurch is holding 10th. It's your top 10. Oh, spin out there on the 66 car. Looks like by the number 83. I would not be surprised if that was payback from a couple of weeks ago's races. What race was that? I want to say it was 2 or 3 races ago when the 66 spun out the 83. I would be willing to bet that was payback. Pretty sure that's going to trigger us a caution here. Looks like the cars are lining up single file. Pace car has not made its way onto the track yet, but it should be coming. Yep, there's our caution. We're going to go ahead and use that to handle our sponsor shout-outs real quick, and we will be right back. Today's sponsor spotlight is for Working Man Outdoors. Real experiences, real results, real affordable. They're not here to sell you a fantasy, they're here to give you the real deal. Working Man Outdoors brings working class outdoor adventures to your level and your budget. Experience duck hunts with all the thrills, none of the fluff. Located in Southwest Louisiana, give them a call today and book your hunt. 843-919-0405. Working Man Outdoors, where hard work meets wild reward. And we are back from that quick sponsor shout out. We thank you again for joining us this afternoon for this race at Dover. 40 laps. We're on lap 80 under caution currently. Should be getting ready to go green here shortly. I'm going to take you up to the front seat of the 22 real quick with Aaron Vogt. Kind of show you what some of the action looks like from down there on the track. I'll give you a little bit of silence here shortly when they go green again. Kind of get an idea for the throttle of this track. It's a really interesting track. All of these tracks this season, 13 races, all 13 tracks that have been chosen for these races have been really interesting, and they've varied a lot too in strategy and technique to really keep it competitive and interesting. We've had some tracks where you can go full throttle the entire time and not really have to worry about distance between you and another car and the wall. And then we've had tracks that have been really tight and close together where you might be lucky to make a pass in a turn. Several tracks like that. Just a really decent variety out of the 13 that were chosen for this season. So with that in mind, you can kind of gives you an idea of what you can expect from the truck race. Because the season for the truck races, this season for season 2 is going to stretch out over a year long. The MX5 series, and they're green. The MX5 series, in a sense, is going to be more of a like a secondary series. It's not going to be the main thing. It will be a championship series still for road courses, but it's the main bread and butter is going to be the truck series cup race. So the MX5 series is looking like it's going to be shorter than the truck series by a lot, and it's going to be much shorter. You see the truck series is going to stretch over about a year. The MX5 series is probably going to be similar to this one. It's going to be a 13-week series. So that leaves some room for another series to come about. What they choose to do with it, there's been ideas tossed around, but nothing is really set in stone. So they could do nothing with it and just stick to having Saturday races, or they may introduce another series to pick up where the MX5 series ends. Aaron in the 22 there, he is made his way back up to 9th position now. He is getting some placement there. Looks like the 83 has dropped down to 20. I've seen him going in the pits earlier, so not really been a good day for either of these two drivers today. It looks like 22 started way back at the back of the pack and basically had to fight his way back up to the top, which he's making really good headway. He's in 7th position now. Steady gaining. We've got 14 laps in, so we've still got plenty of race to go. You figure in just 14 laps, he's pulled all the way up from the back with being involved in a wreck, might I add, and made his way back up to 5th position. So the rate he's passing cars, he could easily steal the win for this. He's making his way to pass another. That should put him up in 3rd or 4th position there. Couldn't quite tell if he passed 1 or 2. I believe that was the second one right there, so that should put him in 3rd. Yep, and it does. He is now in 3rd place with a 4-second gap between him and the car in front, which he's quickly closing that gap. Let's check back in with the 83 and see where he's at currently. He is at the back of the track. I do believe he had to do a drive-through through the pits to serve a penalty, so he's basically playing catch-up. Show you a quick view. I thought this was pretty neat. Everyone, I'm sure, has heard of and seen of the trend on TikTok with the lizard, and his paint scheme this week has the lizard on the side there, and probably saw it in that turn. Give you there he is. Get the old lizard in there. Everybody's hopping on board of this trend. Thought that was pretty neat. So as we jump back to Aaron Voten, the number 22, he's still in that third position, closing in on Combs in the number 2 Toyota. Gaining some ground there. We're gonna throw you back up in the cab of the 22 there and see what's going on. Well, got a nice gap there behind him. It's closing in on second place. Combs in the number 2 Toyota. Getting a little aggressive with it here, and he looks like he has passed successfully, closing in on the number 12 of Tran. We're halfway through this race. At this rate, I don't see why there would be any reason why he wouldn't pull it off. Stranger things have happened. Take you back outside here. This has definitely been an interesting race. He's catching up to the number 12. Hey, I'm sure, from the start of this race to now, you've been able to see these guys really give it the throttle, and being over halfway into this 40-lap race, so 20-something laps in, they're having to back off that throttle a good bit, start implementing some brake use, because one thing you'll notice, the lines from where they've been on the track already, you see them kind of stretching further out closer to the wall. By this time, 20 plus laps in, the tires are good and worn, not really offering that much traction, and they have to you see he kind of touched the wall there, 22 did. You have to gauge that as you're racing, and be able to tell, in the turns, I slid out a little wider than normal. My tires are definitely losing the traction. You have to adjust for that. The easiest way to do that is to start letting off that throttle some in them turns, which you already have to do, but as you've seen in the beginning of this race, they were able to let off of it for maybe a second and a half, and then get right back on the throttle and still be fine. Those tires were still catching plenty enough traction. By this point, it's not like that anymore. That's why it's kind of, it looks like they're lagging in those corners, and that's because they are. They're having to let off that throttle a lot longer than what they were at the start of this race to keep that traction, be able to hold those lines. So it is looking like the number 2 has tried to come back and has reclaimed that second position. But we already know how that's going to play out. That 22 is not gonna let that fly for long if he can help it. Staying on that outside line. All the while, the number 2 is trying to take over the number 12 as well, so it's all three all three are battling one another for a position. Number 12 is just trying to hang in the balance there and keep that gap extended between those two. They're back there fighting with each other, then he don't have much to worry about, which it looks like that situation has already straightened itself out, because Vogt in the 22 is back in second place, putting the number 2 back in third. Week in and week out, man, this guy gets out there and he is impressive with what he does. Seen him in a few practice sessions. They actually had an extra added practice session yesterday, as a matter of fact, yesterday evening, and that was pretty interesting as well. And he seemed to do pretty well with it. E-racing or not, anybody that thinks that this stuff's easy and not competitive, come jump in one of my setups and take it for a test spin and see if you still feel that way afterward. See how well you do, because we hear it oftentimes all too much that it's just a game. It's not just a game. And I promise you, anyone that you've ever experimented on iRacing, and I don't mean with a controller, I mean steering wheel setup, pedals, shifter, the whole 9 yards. If you've ever experimented with it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's definitely an experience you should try. If you know somebody with a setup, or go give it a try. It's a lot of fun, but it's competitive, and it's very super realistic. He is making his advancements on the number 2 there. It appears that he has now made it in the first place, so it's a battle between these two. These top 3 positions right here have been on fire today. The lead changes happening every other lap or so. They're definitely keeping it interesting. We got 7 to go, 6 to go now as they cross the finish line. And we'll be wrapping this one up for Dover for the Cup Series. Again, just want to remind you of the Truck Series this evening. Most likely going to broadcast around 8 p.m. Matter of fact, we can go ahead and call it. It'll be 8 p.m. for sure. So be sure to join us again for that one. Probably going to be somewhat similar to the race that we've witnessed here today. Should still be interesting. These two are holding pretty steady where they're at. But if I know that number 22, he's thinking about advancing there. You kind of seen him. He's on the inside. He's gonna pull something out of his bag of tricks. I can guarantee it. He usually does. And man, does he have some tricks. Dude's impressive to watch. He's finally got the lead there on the number 2, so that puts him in first. We've got 3 laps to go. The number 2's coming back in and passing on him. Got a lapped car in the way there, slowing the number 22 up. That's going to give them a decent little gap in between one another there. 3 laps to go. Can he pull it off? Can he get himself back up in front where he needs to be? He's certainly going to try. 2 laps to go. Not enough there on the full stretch. Try to catch him in the turn. A little bit of bump there. Just a love tap. Just let him know he's there. Quickly closing that gap now between him and the number 2. What a race this has been. 2 cautions, so not bad at all for a short track oval. Relatively impressive. Oh, and the number 2, that most likely costed him right there. Got sideways in the turn. That is a lapped car, so he is not in competition with the 22 there. So he comes up on the finish line, gets sideways with it, and still pulls off the win. Ooh. Nasty hit on the wall, though, but it doesn't matter. He's already won the race. They can worry about that in the trailer on the way home. 22 takes it to the house again with another win. And a battle from start to finish, man. This dude is overall just impressive. Going from the back of the pack up to the front. And little to no time. I mean, he had already made it up to 5th place before we were even 10 laps in, I think it was. Just overall really impressive. That's going to do it for the Cup Series race today. Again, we've got the Truck Series this evening at Dover. Green flag of 8 p.m., so be sure to join us for that. We hope that everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and we hope to see you again this evening.